Hello everyone, myself ALANE Albert. So today's session we'll be discussing about the topic HTML, the basic concepts of HTML and what is a web page, how to create a web page by using HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is a programming language it is not a programming language. It is a markup language which was developed by a British scientist called Tim Berners-Lee, and it is usually used to create web pages. And HTML consists of markup tags, which is also known as HTML tags. So it is a markup language which is used to create web pages. Now let's see the basic concepts of HTML. The basic concepts of HTML consist of elements, tags, attributes and values, and nesting. So the first basic concept of HTML consists of elements. So HTML is written in the form of HTML elements, which consists of tags enclosed in angle brackets. So in between these tags we add text, comments and other contents related to the information in our website. For example, here we have used a title tag which consists of an opening tag and a closing tag. In between these title tags, in between the opening tag and closing tag, we have entered the title of our document, that is St. Albert's College Autonomous. So in this case, an element is used to create the web page or title, or the basic elements are used by creating web pages. Now let's see the second element, that is tags. So tags are simple instructions that are given to the web browser that instruct that how the web page should look when it is displayed. So a tag begins with a tag begins with a less than sign, then followed by the element, then followed by the greater than sign. For example, there is an opening tag which consists of a less than sign and the element name is body, and a closing and a greater than sign. In the case of a closing tag which consists of a slash in front of the element. So in the example we can see that a body is the element name, and the element name is before the element name there is a backslash which indicates the closing tag. So a tag does not tags are case sensitive. So in that case we can enter the data or create tags by using capital letters or small letters. It is not necessary that always use a capital letter itself. We can use small letters in order to create the tags. So tags are the basic instruction or the basic element that is used to create a web page. The next one are types of tags. The types of tags are classified into two, that is container tags and empty tags. Container tags are normally known as pair tags, which appears in pairs that consist of an opening tag and a closing tag. For example, a font is a container tag which consists of an opening tag and consists of a closing tag. In the case of empty tags contain only opening tag, does not consist in closing tag, so it is a single tag. For example, the paragraph break tag is a closing tag. The next one, attributes and values. So attribute define the characteristics of an element. For example, here font size is equal to 40. In order to provide a font size, the font element is used and size is used as the attribute, and the value is given as 14. So when we are creating a web page, the content of the web page needs the font size requires 14. Then we have to enter the attribute and value as this, that's font size is equal to 14. We can change the values according to our requirement. The font size can be 12, 14 or 16 or 18, depends upon the information we are displaying on the web page. We can change the font size, but in order to create a font size, we have to use the element name, font, and size has to be used as the attribute. The last element is nesting. So nesting refers to the arrangement of the elements in such a way that there is no overlapping of elements or there is no repetition of elements. In order to avoid the repetition, we use nesting method. So we can see that the different tags has been used. This A, B, C has been used. A, B, C first, initial A, B, C are opening tags and C, B, A are closing tags. So in order to avoid the overlapping elements, we use nesting method. Now let's see what is a web page. So a web page is a document that is created by using HTML that we can see through internet by typing in or when we enter the web address. It contains different kinds of information in the form of text, images, graphs, and hyperlinks of other web pages. And a website consists of one web page and millions of web pages in a website. Now let's see the different kinds of web pages. Web pages are normally classified into static web page and dynamic web page. So static web pages are constant in nature. That is, it displays information in the way that as it is stored in the website or it's stored in the web page. For example, information about a company, its details of its products or nature of products and services provided, history of the company, etc. Such informations will be shown in a static web page. It is constant in nature. And in the case of dynamic web pages are flexible or customized. It is changed according to some criteria or according to some situation. The content of the dynamic web pages will be changed according to the circumstances or on the basis of certain criteria. For example, the web pages of the news channels is an example of dynamic web page because news channels always update their information. So static web pages consist of constant information and dynamic web page consists of flexible information or information continues changes according to certain situation or criteria. Now let's see the structure of a web page. Web page structure consists of four elements, that is HTML tag, head tag, title tag and body tag. So HTML tag is the common or basic tag of an HTML document. That HTML document begins with an HTML tag and closes with an HTML tag. So it's the basic element of an HTML document. And then after the HTML tag comes the head tag. So head tag provides the position to the head section of that particular document and the attributes will be shown in the head tag. Next comes the title tag. Here the title tag is used to give the title of the document or title of that particular web page will be shown in the title tag. Title tag is also a pair tag. It consists of an opening tag and closing tag. Last one comes the body tag. So in the body tag, we'll enter the content of the web page. What are the information that we are trying to put through the web page will be entered in the body tag. So body tag contains the basic content of the content or information of our web page. So these are the four basic structure or basic elements of a web page. On the basis of these HTML commands or HTML elements, we create a web page. Now let's see the steps to design a web page. So all the documents that are prepared through HTML, or if you want to create a document by using HTML, we use Notepad or WordPad to enter the content in order to enter the HTML commands, we use WordPad or Notepad. And once we open the WordPad or Notepad, then we can enter the contents or commands of our document or the contents of the website. So the contents in the case of the contents or instructions or HTML commands, first we start with the HTML tag. We begin with the HTML tag followed by the head tag. Then we will give the title of a document, that is a Department of Commerce. Here the title of the document is Department of Commerce. So the title is entered in between an opening tag and closing tag of a title tag. Then we begins with the body tag. In the body tag, we will enter the content of our document. Here, the Department of Commerce is the title. So the content of the document consists of the details about the department, when was the department was established, and what are the other courses or other sections of the other programs available in the department and when it was established. All these details are used as the content of this particular web page. Then we close the body tag and HTML tag. So in order to create a web page, first we have to use Notepad or WordPad. Then we will enter the instructions. While we entering the instruction, make sure that we open with the HTML tag and end with the HTML tag itself. HTML opening tag and closing tag is used. And also in order to enter the content, body tag is used. Body tag has also a pair tag. So body has to be opened and then the second closing tag has to be used. Then once we enter all the commands or instructions in the web page, the next step is to save the HTML document. Always make sure that you enter or you save the document by .html extension. While we saving a HTML document, make sure that we save the document with .html extension. For saving, we can choose the option file. Save as option can be used to save the document. And in order to display the web page, we have to use a web browser. An Internet Explorer or Google Chrome can be used to display our web pages. So this is the basic steps that has to be followed for creating a web page by using HTML. Thank you.